Hi, I'm Rachel Scholes and I'm here on my driveway in an Auto-Sleeper Nuevo EK Plus. No, I'm not rooming it on my driveway. We're off to the Norfolk Motorhome and Camfan show for the weekend. However, just picked it up from Marquis, Northampton, brought it back here to get it all packed up and ready for the weekend. The whole team will be there and I'm really looking forward to reviewing looking at all the features in this van, as well as trying out the new Combi Neo heating system, which provides continuous hot water. It's good for showers. So we'll be talking more about all those things over the weekend, but now's the time to start getting packed.
So it's Sunday morning here at Norfolk Show and I've just woken up. I thought I'd talk you through some of the exterior features while my water's heating up for my coffee. Basically, this Nuevo EK Plus is 6 metres long and it's 2.32 metres wide. It's new because it's now on an Alco chassis. So basically, at some point 2 years ago, Fiat stopped doing the L1 chassis, which was basically up to the wheels, and it allowed the door and the kitchen to be behind the rear wheels. This is a very classic layout. So when that stopped, the other option, the L2 chassis, would have made it probably nearly a metre longer. So what they've decided to do is, because it's a premium product, they put it on an Alco chassis because they are more expensive. They married it to the Fiat, and that now allows this model, this conventional twin sofa end kitchen washroom model, to be 6 metres. As you see here, it's got a silver cab. The storage locker is here. This allows you access to the underbed storage. It's quite a big space. You've got a mains plug point, the barbecue point, the water filler, and then you've also got this external wet locker down here just for bits and pieces, probably like the hose when I pack up today. So the step is electric. It's got a coming home function on this van, so when you unlock it and unlock it, let me just show you. It's got a coming home function, step goes in, awning light comes on for temporarily, and then when you unlock it, again, step comes out. It's also automatic, so when you start the ignition, the step goes in too. At the back, you see there's fixing. It's got this nice moulded panel, integrated lights. There's a fixing point for the bike rack if you want one. It's set pretty low. It's actually down here. Normally they're up here, so it would mean it's easier to access. It's got a 50 kg limit, so they've put a sticker on there. It's very important if you want to carry electric bikes to stick within that limit of like 50 kgs for both bikes and the rack itself. There's a window and a reversing camera. This window does allow a degree of rear vision when you're on the road, so you can use it slightly for just checking behind you, but it doesn't show you, it only shows you the top half of cars and trucks and stuff. Here on the driver's side, the off side, you've got the toilet cassette. You also notice these holes here. That's for the corner steady winders. This does come with corner steadies. It's up to you if you use them. I don't think it's necessary, but you just might want that extra bit of support. There's a mains hookup point. That's the heat outlet for the Truma heating vent. This is the new Combi Neo system, which we'll go into later, but that's the outlet there. There's a water filler point, so if you have a powered water filler and a container, you can wheel it up here, plug it in, it will fill the water tank for you. And the LPG gas filler point, so this has got an underslung tank. It's just tucked away under here, so you just fill it with gas from an LPG point and then off you go. No gas bottles to worry about. The wastewater drain and the freshwater drain are both in just here with plastic handles. They're quite easy to access. Okay, so as this is a Fiat, the seating position is a little higher. I prefer the forward because it's a bit lower, but the seating position is a little higher. But it's still, I think it's still manageable because it's an automatic. Here you go. This is the drive lever. Because it's an automatic, I don't have to get as close for the clutch operation, so I actually can sit a bit further back. So it is technically more comfortable to drive than a manual Fiat for me. Steering wheel's big, but it's got these steering wheel mounted controls on it for phone and radio and cruise control. It's also got steering wheel buttons on the back. They are hidden, but dealer pointed them out, and they're actually they're quite intuitive once you get to work to use them. It drives pretty well, but it is a Fiat, which is a firm ride. It's married to an Alco chassis, which is also a firm ride. And I think, and because the kitchen's where it is, it feels every bump and rattle on the road. So it does have a little bit of a noise, a rattle and a vibration. So I'd probably look at tyre pressures for one, because you don't need to, these are probably pumped up to the maximum. You probably don't ever need the maximum. So what you do is get yourself to a weighbridge and sort of and see what your actual running weight is, and then tailor the tyres to that running weight. I'd also think about air assistance for the rear as well, because that can help a lot. So that's probably what I'd look at. However, there were no rattles from the blinds when I was driving, or the overcab sunroof, which can squeak on certain models, I've noticed. So there were no rattles from the cab area, so it was actually a really comfortable cab area. The touchscreen display is very intuitive. It's a cup holder down here, and also the glove box does have a vent from the aircon system into it. So if you have the aircon on, you can put like chocolates or cold drinks in there, and they should stay colder. There's also cup holders in the side door pockets. This one is a manual handbrake, which I love. I still haven't got my head around the electronic handbrake. On the road, because it's 6 meters, it's a doddle to drive, but it is 2.32 meters wide. So it's kind of like, if you're down narrow lanes, you will feel that. It's not a narrow van style model, but it is 2.32 meters wide. And I did come through a few country lanes on the way here, and you just had to be a bit more careful. Just slow down a bit, pull into the side, watch your mirrors. The mirrors are excellent, and also they are not blocked. My vision is not blocked by the blinds, the cassette blinds in these mirrors. They're probably a little bit high because the seat's a bit high, you see. I can see the bottom mirror and my skirts really easily. As you can see here, one of the other reasons for the Alco chassis is this flat floor from cab to the lounge. What this does mean is the cab seats that are normally set slightly higher on a traditional Fiat are low and in line with the cab seats. That has a couple of benefits. You can dine more easily. Then when you come to sleep, if you want the single beds, the cab seats are on the right level to use them for your feet. I did both over the last few days. I slept here as a single. I actually found it really comfortable. You slide the seat out a bit, seat base out a bit. You can drop the seat to behind this cushion, so it makes the bed slightly wider. And I slept with my feet on the cab seat. And actually, I thought, before I'd done it, I thought, what a ridiculous idea. But actually, it was really comfy. And my feet didn't mind being on a slope at all. It was quite nice. So yeah, single beds is more than possible. I'll flash the measurements up on the screen, and then you can pull both seats together to make a massive double. It is a big double. It's a good size. You just have to think about where you put your bolster base, your base cushions, because there's a slight bolster to the front, which is comfy for lounging, but it probably does you'll either need to swap them over, so it depends on how you sleep, but you'll have to swap them over or flip them over so that the bolsters sit next to the wall. There are twin USB sockets, a USB-A and a C and a main socket down there. The heater is under this bed, this seat here. It's the new Truma Combi Neo, as we've already said. There are vents out from that area. That's where I put my bedding under there. There's a lot of space because the Truma Combi Neo boiler is slightly smaller, it weighs less as well. So yeah, that's a good size. This is the external locker under here. You can get to it if you lift the seats up. They are quite heavy, you have to put a shoulder into it. It's obviously easier if you take the cushions off, but I found I could lift the seats up and root about in there with relative ease. Lights wise, daytime light, brilliant. Lots of windows, 2 big windows and a big window on each side, an overcab roof light in the cab, an overcab skylight, an over lounge skylight. It's really spacious, really light. All of them open as well, so it's ventilation's okay. This one's it's got quite a nice function. It's got the catches, but then when you wind it open, it feels quite solid. I did like the way that opened and closed. There's an overcab ledge which is covered in this fabric here. It's a kind of a velour type fabric, and then there's a cupboard on each side. It's only a small locker type thing, but it is doored as well, so you can stash stuff off there with ease. In terms of nighttime illumination, there's pin lights above here. There's ambient lights above the lockers. There's 2 spotlights on each side of the lounge, but the skylights also have lighting. It's a bright white lighting, so it's probably more designed if you're doing tasks in the depths of winter, for example. But yeah, there's no main roof light, as in ceiling light, but I didn't find that a problem. Actually, it was very good. So all in all, a fairly decent lounge area. Oh, what I forgot to mention is these curtains. They are proper curtains. They sit on hidden tracks, but they've got these really neat little roped tie backs that are magnetic, so you're never going to lose those tie backs because they're attached to the wall and then they're magnetic, so they're pretty easy to use, and they look well smart too. I do like the fabric on the curtains. The lounge seats, the beige velour might not be everybody's taste, but it is very neutral, so it does mean that if you wanted to put your own scatter cushions in here, for example, chances are it'll go with everything, and you might want to cover them anyway if you've got dogs. Speaking about the dining tables, the coffee table is really neatly stored in the door on the inside of the wardrobe, so actually it's really handy to get in and out. Even if you've got a full wardrobe, it's a really good thing. The main dining table is on the wall here. It's a bit heavier, a bit bulkier. I found I could lift it out and put it back in fairly easily. It's the right height, but yeah, it's very convenient to get your coffee table out. You just literally flip that catch open, and it's not too heavy, and you slot it in this section here, and then you are ready to have your morning coffee. It's worth mentioning, it is a deep space. You can get full dresses in there. The hanging rail's a good size. The Avtex Wi-Fi unit is in here. There's a small shelf at the back. There's a recess underneath that for heavy items maybe. There's a secondary shelf down here, and there's also this great pull-out wire tray. It is genuinely a really practical little wardrobe. It's not just one big space. They've really thought about how you do need wardrobe space. Remember, this van for 2 people has actually got quite a lot of storage, because they've got 2 lockers on either side, also for clothes, lighter clothes or stuff. You've got some space under the beds, obviously that's the bedding. You've got kitchen storage here. There's a locker here above the cocktail unit. It's actually pretty good for clothes storage. I don't think you'll struggle at all. Then here on this side we've got as I say, the cocktail unit, as it's so called. We've got a double door to a recess with 4 holders for 4 glasses, plus a good shelf above. There is no lip to that shelf, so you'd have to make sure that what's stored in there is probably retained in some boxes or something. It does have these push brass catches. You just have to make sure they're firmly shut. And then also at the end here, what's It's interesting. We have a pop-up worktop, maybe for TV, maybe for coffee, you know, I don't know whether you need it. And we also have a secondary worktop that slides out over here. It's good size, it's very solid, it slides out in a really nice drawer action. Yeah, I really like that. And obviously it means you've got a really good workspace for your kitchen. But the fridge here is underneath. It's fairly small, it's 78 litres. It's shaped around the wheel arch, so it's shallower at the bottom. It has got a decent door pocket for bottles, bigger bottles and stuff, and a smaller shelf. It looks like you might be able to buy a secondary shelf for the door option. There's a small freezer compartment. I do like the way the shelves are laid out here. They're a decent depth. The salad drawer at the bottom, obviously, because it's shallower, that is quite small. It's possibly going to be a compromise. The kitchen at the back, really good space. We've got a full cooker, so that's a hob with a single electric burner and 3 gas burners. This is a solid metal cast iron pan stand too. It's really good, solid, really good quality, and there seems to be plenty of space. It's a good big depth. Then there's a grill and an oven below. There is the locker down there has the gas tap for the oven and then space, but to get down to it you do have to crouch, and you do have to, you know, you'd have to feel around for stuff. So, and it does have a sign here that says this cupboard is for pans and non-flammable items. So, and then we have a pull down lip here, drawer here for the space under the sink. You could use that for your tea towels and the like, and sponges and washing up liquid, I think. And then we've got 3 further drawers. There's another access to the under sink space here with a pull down, and then this is a secondary big locker. There's a shelf inside it and there's a safe at the bottom. And then up above we've got another locker here. We've got an extractor, and we've got a microwave with 2 further recesses up here. The bottom one's got a better lip, so heavier stuff in there. And there is with the sink has one of these lids with the detachable drainer. It's just here, so you just slot that on. However, there is worktop space to the left to the right of the sink. It's enough to put the plastic removable drainer on there, so you can still cook and have items draining on the draining board, because a lot of more compact kitchens, it's one or the other. It's a decent size, it's got a solid mixer tap, it's a metal one. And then finally on this wall here you have a kitchen roll holder. I've got my big Blitz kitchen roll in there, and it's taking that quite nicely, so it's a decent size. The awning winder is actually stashed away here on the door. It's not buried in a cupboard somewhere, so that is a really neat space for your awning, because you can just nip in when you need to unwind or wind your awning, and it's just inside the door there. It's good. And then opposite that there is a further recess for, I've got a brolly in there at the moment, and that's where you'll find main light switches and the electric step button. Finally, and I think this is probably what we're really all here to see, is the washroom. Auto-Sleepers have improved it from a previous Nuevo model. It's a decent space. There is a swivel bowl Thetford toilet. It's an electric flush option. It's a little high for me, but most toilets are, as I've said. But actually I found that if I swiveled the bowl round and put my feet on this lip for the shower here, I actually found quite a comfortable position. There's a towel rail holder just here. Unfortunately, the toilet roll holder is tucked away behind you on the toilet. I've been resting it on the toilet. I think for me a better option would be here on the wall, or here on the door. That would be much more functional. And there's a roof vent above. We have a light, it touches on and touches off here. And then there's a cupboard. It's decent size, you should get a decent amount in there, but that is your only storage in this area realistically. Then you step into the shower. It's a separate shower. The sink is in here as well. It's quite a big unit, so it does have a slight impact on your shower space. The tap is a combined shower and tap. There's a button on the back of it that allows you to switch between shower and tap mode. Shower and tap mode. It goes on a riser bar. The walls are clad in a really smart mold tile effect cladding. There's a toothbrush holder. It's a small one, so it probably gets 2 small toothbrushes in it. My electric one is filling the space at the moment, so you probably think about that. And then a tambour door. When you want to shower, a tambour door just slides across, and there is twin drain holes and a light in here too. And actually, it was really good. So I set the Combi Neo. It heated up in 8 minutes, and then I didn't have to worry about switching the shower off to like soap up and then switching it back on again. I mean, you can still do that if you want to save water, if water's a thing, but this system, what it does is it pushes heat. Once the initial boiler, smaller boiler, has been heated up, it pushes the cold water over fins and gets it hotter quickly into the tank, so you can just keep running that hot water if you want to. Because I'm off grid for the weekend at the Norfolk show, so I just decided to have a shorter shower. I didn't want to push the boundaries and run out of water tank and then have to run the pipe all the way back to the tap. So yeah, I thought it was a really great shower. My one concern about the shower is there's no shelf for your toiletries. So for shower gel, mine are sort of like resting on either side of the tap unit at the moment, because there is a small bit of work surface at the back of the sink, but it is really quite small. And so I'd love to see a shelf or something in here for your shampoo and shower gel. What is also good is there is a door to the wardrobe, so you can use this as a full changing area. It's a good big door. It's got the mirror on it, but when you open it, there's access to the hanging rail, the shelves, and you can even reach in and access the pull-out wire tray. You could pull it out halfway and you can even reach in and access there. So it is a proper changing room. So I've got a full day at the show today, but I'm just going to empty the toilet so I can buzz off as soon as I've finished, and we'll recap back on my driveway when I get home later on. So I had a really good weekend at the show at the Norfolk show. Evening entertainment on the Saturday night, Wild Boys was brilliant. Had a great fun. Lots of really interesting talks with readers and people new to the magazine. So yeah, really liked it. Love the washroom. Absolutely think it's one of the best things about the van. The Truma Combi Neo is a great system. What I'd probably also like to see, a lip-free access to the washroom, because the door frame has got a low section near the floor, so you have to step over that to get into the washroom. But yeah, overall impressions are really good. I've obviously missed loads of stuff, so don't forget to check out the full written review on outandaboutlive.co.uk, which has also got details of all our outdoor shows, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm now back off to Marquis to drop the van off.